Welcome in, wealth builders, welcome in, wealth creators, and now wealth preservers. This is our Thursday night vibration. I hope you're feeling fantastic and ready to vibe with me. In this wealth session, we are going to dig in to how to preserve wealth. You see, a lot of us talk this wonderful talk about passing on wealth and building, creating generational wealth. And we need to just dig in a little bit more to really understand what it takes, meaning let us educate ourselves. Part of the mission here is to help us to become of some ways that we can carry on generational wealth. Now, there's a number of ways, but what I want to focus on tonight is how we can do that using estate planning or using a will. Now, I'm going to get into some terminologies that may not sound familiar to you. However, if you would like to go deeper, you would like more information on that, let me know. Leave me a comment, and I will create content to help cover to bring more understanding to all of us that may need that information. Now, with that said, like we usually would like to do, get your vibe up, take a moment to breathe, relax, restore, reset, refresh. Ah, feel good, feel great, feel dynamic, feel fantastic. Say, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm wise, I'm beautiful, I'm all that and then some. So, I want to now break down a little bit more about estate planning. I touched a little bit on this when I talked about creating your wills. And if you have not seen those episodes that I've done, I created a playlist that is focused on estate planning and will creation. And it's the most recent playlist on my channel. Just click on the live or playlist and you will see those. So definitely tap in, educate yourself. Don't stop there. Go on and check out more information. Now, let's talk about some of the ways that you can carry on generational wealth or create generational wealth. I know I said that I want to pinpoint mainly talking about estate planning, but I feel like there's something else that's really paramount to carrying on generational wealth because let's be honest, let's be real. If you do not educate yourself and educate your family on how to carry on the wealth, everything that you're working for can disappear. Assets, money, all those things, they can go away with the click of a finger. If you're not educated well, if you don't educate your family, your children per se, on how to carry on your wealth. So, education, make that a priority so that you can make sure that when you're gone, the people that you're leaving your assets to, they are going to be equipped and ready to carry on that wealth in a generational way. And I would encourage you to let them know that the education should not stop with them because they may be educated, but what happens to the next generation after them, like your great grandchildren? Let them know that the legacy, it must go on. It must not stop with them. So they have to teach their children the same things and then more because they're going to learn more in their lifetime. Add to the education that you're leaving, add to the legacy that you're leaving because it's all paramount. Without the education, without the proper knowledge of how to use that money, that wealth, all your work will go in vain after a while. So please protect your assets. Protect those things that you're working towards, those things that you're working so hard for. Protect it by educating yourself and educating your family. And there's so many ways to educate yourself, tapping into the right information, taking courses, reading books, listening to the type of podcasts that is sharing information that you need, surrounding yourself with knowledgeable people, lawyers, tax what do you call those people? The special tax people. And welcome in, by the way. I see you all, Johnny, Love, Cool, K Plus, and Carnival Cruise Addicts. Thank you so much all for being here. I do appreciate you guys so much. I had some questions for you guys. I have to go over to your channel to ask you, Carnival Cruise. So look out for my questions, y'all. And thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate it so much. It's helping me. So the proper education is muy importante. It is paramount because you do not want all your work to go in vain. Now, another way to preserve your wealth is to create a comprehensive estate plan. So before we talk about creating this plan or how to create it or what you have to do and what's not, let's break it down because as I teach, as I share, I like to define things. So, what is an estate plan? And for those of you that are live with me, if you have this knowledge, go ahead and share. What is an estate plan? And as you guys think about that, excuse me, let me take a sip of my tea. I don't know, my throat just started getting a little weird tonight all of a sudden. It was so sudden. While you guys think about what estate planning is, just three little things I want to share on other ways that you can preserve your wealth is to diversify your investment. Investments is part of creating and building wealth. For those of you that are out there doing your investments, shout out to you. Give it time. They say it may take about 40 years. Like, keep your stuff going for at least 40 years. You will see return on your money. But you have to diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because guess what? If that basket of egg falls, if that basket of eggs fall, you're going to lose all of it or the majority of it. So diversify, put eggs in different baskets, do calculated risk, do your homework. Because what that does, it reduces your risk. So some of your assets might be performing poorly, some might be doing great. So it kind of offset, excuse me, your wins and your losses. Hold on, I don't know what's going on with my throat, y'all. Sorry about that. I have me some ginger tea here, so hopefully that will help me not sound as croaky. Now, what you also have to do is asset protection strategies. Like, you need to use legal structures like your trust and your LLCs. And these, they can go into different areas. This is why you need to surround yourself with lawyers. You need to have a team of lawyers that can help you make certain decisions. People that have the knowledge that you don't have or you don't have time to get. It takes a lot of years to become a lawyer, so let them do what they have to do. And I'm going to show you an affordable way to have lawyers, access to lawyers where you can get all your legal questions answered. You can have consultation, and it's all included for a monthly fee of about $29.95 per month. This is a great opportunity for you to tap in, get your questions answered, and have the structure surrounding you to protect your wealth and to preserve it so that it can go on for generations. And what you also need is like tax strategies. So that's why I was saying your CPAs, there it is. I couldn't remember the name of those special accountants for a moment. But your CPAs, they're going to help you with that. You can also use insurance. What kind of insurance are we saying? Well, let's say, for instance, you own a business. You want to have insurance on that business in case someone, because listen, as you move up the ladder of success, of gaining more wealth in your life and stuff, people may make you a target. It's unfortunate, but it happens. People may be like, oh, Let me see how I can sue Carnival Cruise because they're earning so much money now, and I want to get some of their money or all of their money. Even people that you marry. That's why sometimes they see it's good to sign like a prenup or something. You have to find ways to preserve your wealth, to protect your wealth. So insurance is a good way to do that. And there's different types of insurance to cover that, but we're not covering that tonight. And third, but definitely not least, just live within your means. Don't live about above your means. Try to live below your means or within your means. Avoid having too much debt. Make sure that you have emergency funds because if you don't have like emergency funds and stuff set up, you may have to tap into your flow or your wealth that you're storing up. So make sure you have those things set up to protect what you're building. So you're going to have separate sets of money or separate sets of assets or different types of assets to protect, to build, to have a foundation, like whatever it is, you do that. Now, so let me look in the chat and see if we have any scholars that answer what estate planning is. Okay, no one, no one, no one. Okay, so it's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. Estate planning, in a nutshell, is a process of organizing and preparing for the distribution, the management, and the distribution of your asset after your debt or after you become incapacitated. So let's say you're unable to perform certain duties or anything like that. You become ill and you're no longer able to, be aware and these kind of things. It can come into effect then or after your death. So what it involves really is creating legal documents and strategies to ensure that your wishes are carried out. Your loved ones are provided for, your estate is handled in a tax efficient and orderly manner. You want to make sure that you're taking advantages, well, not advantages, but you're taking advantage of any type of tax strategy that might be out there to benefit you because if you don't have these things in place, the government will come and take most of your stuff or a lot of your stuff or things that you may think that will go automatically to your family. No, the government is going to come and take taxes for it unless you can find ways to set up ways to distribute your assets without costing you too much in taxes. You want to do tax reduction or tax efficient strategies. For example, gifting. And for gifting, you can give up to $15,000 per year tax free. And this is where setting up trust and these kind of things will come in. But we're not going to get into all that, but we're going to talk about it briefly. How do you recommend to approach this with an elderly parent who isn't open to having this discussion? And that's a good question because a lot of people don't want to talk about debt. That's one. And two, some people may feel like, oh, you're just after my money and stuff. And you really don't want them to feel that, but it really is an important conversation to have. I would say whoever is the softest, most loving, caring person in the family, have them approach the elder saying, listen, man, I'm not wishing for you to die soon or anything, but there are nightmare stories out there of people passing away and not being prepared for their death. And because of that, it leaves a lot of work, a lot of trouble, a lot of confusion, and a lot of hectic situations if they don't prepare right for it. So just kind of like lead with that. That's what I would do. So what do you have in place? Because maybe they have stuff in place and maybe they don't. And if they do have stuff in place, like, hey, can we go over these documents? Like, let's have our lawyers look into this and make sure that everything is up to date, everything looks good, because a will should be really updated like every year or so. And an estate plan, that needs to be updated whenever things change. We have to keep on top of these things. And, sometimes it's a delicate thing. People are not ready to have these conversations. But just gently let them know it's necessary. We all are going to transcend at some point in time. And the best thing that we can do for our family, the ones that we're leaving behind, is to prepare them by taking care of our estate planning or last will and testament. It just make life a little easier. Ask them, hey, would you like most of your money to go to the government? Or do you want to channel it to charity, to your family? And if so, that's what a will can do for you. Taking a sip of my tea again. And for those of you that are interested in creating your last will and testament or do estate planning, I have the link in the description. It's also pinned. That's part of a business that I do. I'm not a lawyer, but what I am is a representative of that company. And they have lawyers throughout different law offices throughout the United States. It's a united thing. And they cover various areas of the law. Right now, I'm just focused on estate planning because we're talking about wealth building. And because we're in the month of August, National Make a Will Month. That's why I'm bringing this awareness right now. And every state may have a different price, but it's usually around $29.95 per month. And in some states, it might be less. Click on that link or copy and paste it and just take a look at it and see some of the things that are involved when you get signed up for that. Okay, so now that we know what estate planning is, let's talk about the key components of an estate plan. Your will. That's one of the primary documents or component of your estate plan. The last will and testament. This really allows you to state how you want your assets to be distributed after you're gone. It can also, if you have minor children, you can also name the guardians that you would like to leave for your children. God forbid something happened to both parents. You want to make sure that you have guardianship in place. If not, the court will have to take over and then they decide who's going to be the guardian. And in some cases, unfortunately, the children may become a ward of the court and they will have to go through the foster system. Document number 2 that's involved with, excuse me, estate planning is trust. Trusts are really just different. There's different types of trust, but we're not going to get into all that because there's a lot. These are legal entities that holds assets on behalf of the beneficiaries. So it's like a place that you can store up assets for your beneficiaries, your children, charities, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, whoever. And they can be used to manage and distribute assets in different ways, such as protecting your assets from creditors. That's important because remember, creditors are coming for their money too. After you're gone, creditors are there. They want to collect. So when you set up different types of trust, this can help you to preserve that money, keep it in the family, and protect them from the collections of the creditors. And what it also does, it can control when your beneficiaries may receive their inheritance. Some people are not ready to collect that asset because guess what? They're not educated enough or experienced enough. And they might just bring it down to a zero value, and you do not want that. So again, education is paramount. Power of attorney. That's the third thing that's a part of your estate planning. When you create this power of attorney document, you are designating someone to make financial and legal decisions on your behalf if you are not able to yourself. That's if you become ill, maybe you get dementia, God forbid, or some disabling disease that does not allow you to function like you normally would. That's why they always talk about, sound mind and everything when you're talking about last will and testament. Blessings, Sister Winnie. Welcome into you, my darling. I hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much for coming. Please make sure to give a like and share this out if you find value in it. And I just want to say thank you and shout out to all our members and to everyone that supports the channel with likes, with shares, with super chats and cash apps and all those wonderful donations. It really is appreciated. Means a whole lot to me. And shout out to Carnival Cruise for our last donation last week. Thank you guys so much again. You are really, really, really appreciated. Thank you so much. And those of you in the chat, if you are into cruises or you're going to be a first time cruiser, definitely check out their channel. If I have mods in the chat, would you be so kind to just share their channel out so others could connect with them? Now, this one is important. Number 4, a healthcare directive. Healthcare directive includes documents like a living will or a medical power of attorney. This is where you can outline your preferences for medical treatment. For instance, if you go into a coma, you could say, hey, if I go into a coma, this is what I want. Pull that plug or don't pull that plug. You can make that decision when you have healthcare directives. And what it also does, it designates someone to make, no, I think I said that already. You can have someone make decisions for you regarding your healthcare if you're not able to make that decision for yourself. So all these things are important. Like, do you want the plug pull, or if you fall out, like, do you want me to resuscitate you, bring you back, or just let you go? Whatever it is, you can put that in your healthcare directive. Number 5, beneficiary designations. These are assignments made on financial accounts, life insurance policies, and retirement accounts that specify who will receive the assets after you're gone. This is paramount. Your bank accounts, your investment accounts, like your 401k, that's like your retirement, your life insurance policies. Who are you leaving those to? When you plan your estates and you have your beneficiary designations, that's going to allow that to go directly to the people that you assign it to. And you want to make sure that you have estate tax planning. This is paramount. Listen, taxes can be very heavy if you don't do things right as you're planning to carry on generational wealth, as you're planning to create it. This is why education is important. Having the right team surrounding you, a team of lawyers, a team of accountants, a team of financial planners, and different parts of that team need to have specified education to help you. You may have a life insurance person on that team, like me. You may have an investment person. Do you get it? If there's anything that I'm saying that you don't understand, let me know. What I think I'm going to do is do a video to kind of concise this a little bit. So really and truly, what an estate tax plan does, it helps you to minimize your estate taxes, because you are going to pay taxes. Can't really get away from that. And that's okay. Fair is fair. We have to give back. We have to give back. The government has to have money to take care of the country and do what they're supposed to do for our country. So we got to give back, and it's okay. We don't try to hide from that, but we want to be fair to ourselves and keep most of that asset for our family. Just being honest. So what it does, by helping you to minimize the taxes, it will help you to understand how to do your gifting, how much you can gift each year during your lifetime, or when you set up special or specified types of trust. Again, there are different types of trust. Irrevocable trust, and listen, it's a lot, but we're not going to get into that because we don't want to confuse it. We're staying focused. And the other part of your estate planning is your probate. The estate planning aims to streamline or avoid probate. You don't want to get into probate. Probate is the legal process of distributing your estate, which can be time consuming and expensive. And guess where that money is coming from to pay for the probate and the people that have to provide those services? From your estate. So it's taken away from your family's wealth. So when you have your estate plan in place, it can prevent a probate from happening, which saves money, keeps the money in your family's bloodline. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the ways that we can help to create and to preserve our wealth, to carry on generational wealth. But please do not forget the education part, because this will all go away within another generation or two. Generational does not mean 1, 2, 3 generations. You want it to keep going. You want it to keep going. So that educational part of it is paramount. So, an effective estate plan ensures that your assets are distributed according to your wishes, and it should reduce the burden on your beneficiaries or your heirs, your children, your spouse, whoever is left behind. And it can help to preserve more of your wealth for future generations. Why is estate planning important? If anything that I just said didn't resonate, or you don't understand why it's important, think about this. It gives control over your asset distribution. So it's not up to the government or whoever steps in to decide how to distribute your assets. You take charge of that by creating your estate, by creating your estate plan, sorry. Without a plan, state laws will dictate how your property is divided. You don't want that. It may not align with your wishes. And listen, stop for a moment here, because a lot of us think that we have so much time left. We don't know. When my dad passed, he was 46. When my cousin passed, he was 41. Didn't expect to die. So don't think about how young you are. For those of you that are young, think about, what if I don't wake up tomorrow? Am I prepared? Do I have a will in place? Do I have an estate plan in place? Part of that 29.95 plan, it includes a will, no extra fee. That is included, and they take a look at it every year for you and update it. The average cost of creating a will is about $300 to $1,500 in New York. And when I did the math and I calculated how much I'm paying for this every month, I just rounded off to $30. I'm sorry, yeah, $30. And it came up to about 300 and something dollars. And I'm like, wow, just getting that will out of this plan pays for it itself. So it just makes sense. And then there's so many perks, and if you have traffic tickets and other stuff, not to digress, but I'm just saying there's so much value. You're able to call a lawyer up, speak with them without thinking about, oh my gosh, the clock is going and I'm being billed by the hour. Because guess what? It's included. You can get your legal questions answered. It's included. And to me, that's a powerful thing. Someone comes after you, they're trying to sue you. You can call your lawyer up. And there's different lawyers in different departments. You may have a tax question. You may have a question about being sued. You may have a traffic ticket question. You may have a family law question. I'm just saying, it's all available. Take advantage of it. Another reason why estate planning is important, because it minimizes family conflicts. Unfortunately, this thing is real. Family can get nasty, they can get gritty and just fight over assets. In my opinion, it's really unnecessary. We're family. Let's figure it out. But it doesn't have to come to that if you do your planning correctly. And you can communicate with your family about this. Keep it open. When you communicate, or when you make your wishes clear, it reduces any type of misunderstanding and tension. Just make it clear, make it simple, and keep love in the fold. It also protects your beneficiary because it ensures that the assets are passed to them, especially the minor children, because you might want to set it up where they're not collecting all at once, or as they touch on different age, that's how they collect. This way, as they're getting older, they're learning and stuff like that. So you do it in a way that will also protect them. You don't want to give it all to them at once. So you have the power to set that up in your estate plan. And again, it can avoid probate. You don't want your assets or your estate to go through probate because it's expensive. It's long. It's a long process. It takes away from your family's wealth. So get your estate plan done. Whether you do it through this system that I have here or you get it done on your own, wherever which way you feel pleased, get it done. Get it done. I'm not here to sell you on this. I'm just sharing this information. It's up to you to heed or not heed. And what it does, it also helps you to save on tax. And it provides for your loved ones. And what I love also, it helps to preserve your legacy. It can help you to continue to support causes you care about. So you can, establish your wish in that last will and testament or in that estate plan. Say, hey, I would like you to keep giving to Charlene's charity. I love the work they do. Keep supporting them. Because after you pass away, if you have your assets set up in such a way, it can still be generating more and more assets. Your money can still keep growing. When you're gone, it doesn't mean it have to stop. Do you understand me? You want to set your wealth up in a way that it keeps flowing into your family, into your estate. Royalties, residual income. It's possible. But overall, estate planning really it provides peace of mind, knowing that your affairs are in order and your loved ones will be taken care of after you're gone. Think of that peace. They're set, they're good. You know that they're not going to be fighting over stuff. You know that they understand that they need to educate themselves. Some people decide, like, you know what, before any of you can touch any part of my asset, you have to make sure your credit is aligned. Billy Carson liked to say that. Your credit has to be a certain number. I need to see that you are financially responsible, that you have the education it takes to not just preserve this wealth, but to also build more wealth. Because I don't want to give you $2 and then you just take that $2 and it's still $2. Learn to multiply it, increase our generational wealth. So I'm passing this to you to build it, preserve it, pass it on, and pass on that knowledge. Do not forget the knowledge part. That is important. The knowledge is the key, and the application of that knowledge. It's essential. Now, my family in the chat that are live with me or those coming after, if you have any questions, now is the time to get your questions answered. I am going to take a quick commercial break and then we will come back and we will close it out. So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together, we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank you so much. Abundant blessings now and always. Together, we can do so much more. Ubuntu love. Ubuntu love. That means I am because you are. And in this community, it's all about love, support for each other, and understanding that we all have a role to play. We can all teach each other, learn from each other, grow together. So if your vibration is wealth and wellness and you're not yet connected to the channel, take this moment to connect. This is a wonderful community of true wealth. We don't just focus on money. We focus on spirituality, living well, being healthy in mind, body, and spirit. So, with that said, I want to thank everyone for coming out. To everyone hearing my voice, I wish you a beautiful life filled with love, tremendous blessings beyond your imagination, peace, joy, wisdom, prosperity, true wealth. It is your birthright. So, set your vibration, tune in to the energy of true wealth, true prosperity, true blessings. Enjoy this life. Enjoy each moment. No matter what you're going through in your life right now, focus on the opportunities that are presented to you. In every adversity, there's an equivalent or a greater opportunity to succeed. So use every struggle, every hardship as a story, as a stepping stone, as a tool to thrive and to be greater than you ever were. Remember, you are always blessed and you always have more than you think you have. Don't block your vibrations. Open up yourself to receiving more blessings than you've ever received. If you feel lack in your energy right now, imagine the sand on the beach. Imagine the air. Take a breath. Do you ever feel afraid that there may not be enough air as you breathe? There's an abundance. So just let that thought take away your fear of lack and realize there's abundance all around you. With that said, have a beautiful night, day, or morning whenever you're seeing this. Take good care of yourself and be always, always abundantly blessed. Take good care, my darlings.